What's going on, ladies and DeGents? We're back for another fun-filled, quick, rapid-fire edition of the Distinguished DeGents podcast, your one in many homes of degenerate gambling. I'm Steve Big Bucks of Beta. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, my partner in gambling, the one and only Jason Money Mansman. Money Mansman, we took a Week 10 bye, sort of sudden, sort of last minute, but we also were both very busy. Care to explain your side real fast and just give us a quick update? How did your week go?
Oh, geez, it's been a crazy week, buddy. I had my sister's birthday weekend last weekend. Got to watch the Bills crap the bed. That was wonderful. And then I was busy with work the back half of this week. And obviously we have your celebration tonight. So it's been a heck of a week. It's been good, but it's been busy. So glad we're carving out a little bit of time to go over.
I definitely like last week was a very, very interesting week. I thought I was going to do a lot better than I actually ended up doing. I only went 7-7 ATS, but 9-5 on the money line. So I felt like I had the right sides, but like some of those wonky spreads last week in week 10. And now it's like I really did, like, obviously we're returning this week, but this week 11, this just feels like the books have set hard lines. In some of these games, they're just putting their foot down and they're like, no, this is it. Make your choice. And some of them, they're kind of just letting the market dictate. So, I mean, real quick, just your overall prediction on these lines, especially with the late line movements on a couple of these games. What are you feeling? What are you hearing? Like, what's the general vibe in the gambling world with this week?
I think the gambling world, it's been a weird year, and I think this week kind of continues where you just never know week to week. Although I will say, if there's one theme that I think's developing, you look at what the Patriots did Thursday. You have Denver in first place. This might be the beginning of the new guard, buddy. We might be getting a new guard in.
Well, and unfortunately, I know your Bills lost last week, unfortunately, and I had them picked too, but I mean, are they going to be part of the old guard? Is Kansas City going to be part of the old? I feel like this is the week. It's not pretenders, contenders. This is like, are these teams still relevant? Are these teams really going to make a push? Or are
think about last year, the three top teams in the AFC. Bills, Chiefs, Ravens. All three of them treading water, wild card teams at risk of being out of the playoffs. Who would have thought that week one of this season?
I never would have had Denver only losing 2 games, which really, and again, you look at their schedule, you could have made the case they should have been undefeated. You really could make the case. And I think the new guard, they're winning ugly, close games. They're not worried about the cover. They're not blowing teams out. Like, this is just Daniel Jones in the Colts never would have predicted that. Like, that's another one that, like, baffled. Like, some sharps had the Colts as, like, the worst team in the NFL this year. And it's just bitten them in the ass.
Yeah. And then it's funny because the NFC is kind of different because you have the projected powerhouses. Eagles are good. Rams are good. Lions are good.
Seahawks are a contender still. Like, they're not going anywhere.
Seahawks maybe were a little bit of a surprise.
There's always one in the NFC West that surprises us every year. There's always one.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the Bucs being as good. I don't want to say as good as they are, but as many wins as they've gotten this time around. Seems like they've gotten a lot of lucky bounces, but we got a lot of games to go through, man.
Yeah. And not a lot of time to do it. So let's just start getting into them and giving our quick thoughts.
Yeah, no slides today, but we'll go ahead with some headlines. We got the Commanders, a.k.a. the Commies, a.k.a. the Redskins.
Washington Redskins, go yourself.
They're going to Madrid to take on the Miami Dolphins. Odds currently, I'm going to go through Bet365. Go shop around, get your best book. Dolphins -2.5 at -115, -150 on the money line. Commanders +2.5, +125 on the money line. 47.5 is the total. I'll give you my quick thoughts. I'll just jump in and go first. This is a no bet game for me. But like instinctually, like having to make a pick for our Caser contest, this is a spot I really want to fade the shit out of this Miami team. I have reasons for doing so. And really what those reasons are is that underdogs are just really good at international games lately. They're 6-3 ATS, but they've only gone 4-5 straight up. And this is also just Tua not in his home field, where he's gone 2-7 under coach Mike McDaniels. 4-10 straight up outside of Miami for Tua Tagovailoa in his career. Dan Quinn and the Commies, they're 5-2-1 ATS against AFC teams. And like, if this was Jaden Daniels in at quarterback here, I would have just said this could be fade of the week, potentially dog of the week territory. They failed to cover 5 straight. They've lost like 5 straight. Commanders are auto fade territory. I can't bet them because like it's just telling me I'm going to lose money if I do so. So it's a no bet. But my pick is Washington in this spot. I just think it's a decent spot for them.
I'm with you. If you look at the scenes from the Miami locker room and the quotes from Miami after last week, the Bills have been their bugaboo. Mike McDaniels is a dead man walking, and that felt like their Super Bowl, to be quite honest with you.
Yep.
Miami just won its Super Bowl. They, I think, have just shown the last life. They're probably going to show the rest of the year. Yeah. I think if you're going to bet this game, and I'm kind of with you, I don't really want to bet Washington either because they haven't looked that great. Their defense hasn't been that great. But yeah, it's Washington or nothing for me. No way you could back this Miami team coming off their Super Bowl.
And just to give you like a comparison, just to give you like an idea, remember when Denver beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly on that last minute fashion? And then they had to go to London and take on the Jets. And then they were like big 9.5 point favorites and everybody was hammering. It feels like the same spot. Like Denver didn't beat the boogeyman, but they literally came off a Super Bowl-esque win in Philadelphia. And then they had to go to London and they were celebrating in the locker rooms. It gives me the same vibes. Like they just won their Super Bowl. They're coming off strong. And this is not a spot I want to take the Miami Dolphins in, especially overseas. Tua away from home. No, thank you. Moving on. We're in the 1 o'clock window now. It's Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young. They're going to Atlanta as 3.5 point division road underdogs. Atlanta is a -3.5 at -110, -200 on the money line. Panthers +165 on the money line. 42 is the total. And real quick, I'm not really going to go into too much over-unders, but basically, I'm only going to tell you when a game goes under, and I meant to do it in the Madrid game. I do have that one going under, but just assume everything else is going to be an over game. I have a weird feeling this week. Lots of scoring.
Okay. Again, rapid fire. I think based on the number, I think you have to go with Carolina. Remember, Carolina has a weird way of bouncing back this year. Not that they got embarrassed by the Saints by any means, but they lost to New Orleans last week. Carolina on the road isn't as good of a bet as at home. I will admit that. But Carolina has just been a weird sort of bounce back team. I think this game stays close. And if you have confidence betting on Atlanta as a favorite, God bless you, because Atlanta has been, as they have been for the past couple of seasons, one of the more disappointing teams in the league. Every year it seems like they talk about this is a year Atlanta's going to win the South. They're going to make a playoff push. And this is a, mediocre team at best that can't seem to get wins. So Carolina plus the points would be my pick here.
I'm with you on this one. And this is probably like one of my least confident picks in a while, but there's only one or two other ones and they're both even uglier. So I'm just going to make this my dog of the week. I'm taking Carolina on the money line. They can keep the points. Bryce Young actually has a real good history against the Falcons, oddly enough. And I normally would love to fade a division road underdog. They have not been good this year overall, just across the league. They've only gone 10-14 ATS, but 5-19 on the money line. So I'm really fading that trend here. But this is like the one spot where, like, if I had to do it, it's with Bryce Young against Atlanta. He's 3-1 in his career going up against this Atlanta Falcons team. He's already won in Atlanta before. And the Falcons are coming off of a Germany loss in overtime, and they gave up 3 touchdowns to Jonathan Taylor. And they're going up against a team who they've already played, who dropped a 30-burger on them before Rico Dowdle really blew up. And now they get to come home, short rest, against the Panthers team who's coming off of a loss with a Rico Dowdle, who basically, I think if you're the Panthers, you literally just do what the Colts did, and you'll probably find success. So I just don't I really hate the spot for Atlanta. This really looks like a letdown. So I'm going Carolina dog of the week. And where is
No argument. I agree completely.
Gotta get the noise in. All right, next up, Chicago, Minnesota. Minnesota is now a 3. It was 3.5 on DK, but it's 2.5 on Bet365, minus 120. Minus 150 on the money line for the Vikings, plus 125 for the Chicago Bears as a division road dog as well, plus 2.5 at plus 100. Total is 48.5. Mansman, my go, I believe. I initially thought this was a Chewbacca line. Like, why would the Vikings be favored at home with JJ McCarthy after they just lost to the Ravens? And especially when you look at Chicago, they've won 6 of their last 7 outright. I thought I was missing something, but this is an obvious flowchart spot play angle, and I think that's why we're seeing this line. Chicago just sucks against division opponents. I think Chicago has won 1 game with Caleb Williams against their division, like against the Lions, Vikings, and Packers all together. They've won once. And I just think that you look at this quarterback situation with the Vikings, and I never want to hear like there's going to be a quarterback controversy when Kevin O'Connell is the coach again. The man clearly knows what he's doing. JJ McCarthy is clearly the better quarterback over Carson Wentz right now. And I just think that the Bears are like the NFC version of the Denver Broncos. They've gotten away with beating the worst of the league, barely beating them at that. You know, you lose to Tyler fucking Huntley. You barely beat Joe Flacco in a very wonky game in Cincinnati. You barely beat the Giants last week in a last-minute fashion. You barely beat the Raiders. You barely beat the fucking Commanders. And this line tells me what? They're barely going to lose? I mean, maybe that could be the right side. I just doubt it. Like, if the books are just saying they're going to lose, but we're going to just set it at a field goal. I don't know. Like, I don't think I want to play that side of Chicago. That just kind of instinctually tells me I don't think it's the right side. So I'm going Minnesota here. I definitely at the 2.5, but 3.5, not as confident, just because of the hook.
Yeah, no, can't fault you at all. That's funny. We're on lockstep this week. Yeah, I agree. You look at the game, you look at the Bears Giants game, and the Bears it should have lost. And that's a bad trend line because the Giants are not that good of a team. And I don't know. Minnesota seems like they're due. They've lost a couple. They actually had a pretty decent performance against the Ravens. They just, they're not a good team either. And like you said, the flow chart, the Bears are just bad against the division. Not much more to say. I think this is one of those like trap lines where every sharp on the planet is going to bet the Bears plus like the points. Because if you think about it, the Bears seem like they're the better team, but I actually think these teams are about equal. And especially with Minnesota being at home, the Bears did not play well last week against Jackson Dart. I don't know if they're going to play any better against J.J. McCarthy this week. I think the Vikings are the way to go.
Yep, I'm right there with you. And I'm actually placing my bet in that right now before the line jumps to – because I think it could eventually bounce back up to 3. And minus 2.5, minus 120, it is a little chalky, but in this case, I'm definitely going to take it. All right. Cincinnati Bengals coming off of the bye. They are going on the road to take on their division rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are laying 5.5 at home, 49 at the total. I think it's the highest out of all the games this week. It is the highest this week. Minus 250 for the Steelers, plus 250 for the Bengals. Or sorry, plus 205. Monty Mansman. Look, I think I'm going to have to ignore a lot of the trends here. And this is just a pure gut check type of handicap. This is going to be my fade of the week. I am going to take the Bengals with the points plus 5.5. And really what this comes down to for me, this is a bet on Joe Flacco. saw this game like a month ago with him when he had little to no time to learn the playbook. And I think even in the post-game interview, he said, I had no idea what the fucking playbook was. I literally just called a play, and the Steelers were still running their same zone defense I saw 10 years ago. And I just kept throwing to my number one receiver. He beat them as a dog at home against the Steelers, and now it's like he's getting 2 more points on the road, which I think seems crazy for the books to give out that kind of advantage. You would think like 1 extra point at most, especially with the Steelers. I think they've lost 2 straight now, and 2 in primetime at that. But honestly, I think I see why they did it. Since he has not been profitable on the road this year, and you look at these numbers, they failed as a 4.5-point favorite against Cleveland. In Cleveland, they got smoked as 3-point underdogs in Minneapolis to J.J. McCarthy.
No, I remember that game.
And I think Carson Wentz did in that game too. Jake Browning got smoked in Denver. You failed to cover as a 7.5-point underdog. You did cover as 14-point dogs in Green Bay. You lost by 9. So you're 1-3 ATS, 0-4 straight up on the road this year. Why would I take the Bengals plus 5.5? It's the Flacco resurgence. Like I meant, like Flacco against the Steelers, you lose to the Jets, you lose to the Bears in last-minute fashion. That really wasn't your fault. And Pittsburgh is statistically, they're profitable at home, but it's like just above 500. Now, Steelers have covered 8 straight at home against division opponents, but they're just the more inconsistent AFC team this year. And Joe Flacco is a dog against the Steelers, 9-5 ATS in his career. I just think that we're going to get a very similar type matchup. Flacco with the extra rest, he'll probably be a little more mobile than we anticipate. I think Steelers ultimately will win. I have a hard time thinking they're going to cover this. Like the Bengals, just with Flacco, they play close. That's what's scary. So taking the points.
I'm glad you gave a little bit of a longer handicap because this is like a no bet game for me. And here's why, because I agree with you on its face. I think Bengals 5.5 seems like, just looking at this game where these teams are right now, I expect it to be close. My one concern is that the Steelers have dropped a couple games. They're at home, and they lost to this Bengals team about a month ago in a close game, close fashion. I don't know. I'm just concerned that this could be like a good revenge spot for the Steelers, and they just cruise in this game. If I had to choose, I think I would go Bengals 5.5. I don't want to back the Steelers as big favorites really in any game ever. So I think you're on the but
I would tell you this was borderline over of the week as well for me. I love the points in this one because, like you said, this could be one of 2 things. The Bengals defense is probably still shit, so Steelers could still get 30 even if they beat them up. And then I think you have a potential of a backdoor cover, like 30-20, not off the table here.
Well, look, they scored 66 last time, so
yeah, you're getting what, at 16, minus 16 off of what happened the last time. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And also the Bengals, look at their points they give up to teams. Like you could just play the Steelers team total. If you don't really like the Bengals plus 5.5, like there are ways around this. You could play the points, you could play team totals, you could play props. I have one prop I really love. Jamar Chase, anytime touchdown, minus 115 right now. Scored 7 in his last 8 against division opponents. 5 of his 7 against Pittsburgh, he's gotten a touchdown in. So I'm hammering that prop.
Oh, like it.
There we go. Moving on. We're going to MetLife Stadium. It is famous Jameis Winston leading the New York Giants here as 7-point home underdogs against the Green Bay Packers. Plus 290 on the money line for the Giants, minus 370 for the Pack. 42.5 is the total. All right.
Oh, I guess it's my turn to go.
It's your turn, and I'm just going to flat out say I have no idea what to do.
Okay. Ready? Here we go. Here's my handicap. Ready? Giants, I guess. Here's why. You want to back Green Bay as a 7-point favorite in any game, like ever? No. What have you seen from this Green Bay Packers team to show you that they're anything above an average NFL team? I'm declaring it. I was high on the Green Bay bandwagon to begin the year. Well, I've taken my luggage off the train and I've departed the train and I'm out of the station and I've taken an airplane, 50 miles away from the station. I'm done with Green Bay. They're not a good team. They're mediocre. I don't trust them to put up margin against anybody. I mean, they didn't cover against Cincinnati with Joe Flacco being there for a week. They lost last week in pitiful fashion against an Eagles defense that isn't even that good. I don't know how they only scored 7 against the Eagles. Pretty much like Kraft is out. Their offense is done. Green Bay, big favorite. No way. I'm not rushing to play this game, but it's Giants or nothing.
I'm with you. We're lockstep still. I'm right there with the Giants. Dead coach bounce, man. Dead coach bounce. Dayball has been fired. Attempted to ruin the careers of 3 young quarterbacks in Daniel Jones, Tommy DeVito, and almost Jackson Dart. Probably could put the nail in the coffin for Russell Wilson, too, honestly. He almost ruined 2 running backs with Saquon Barkley and Cam Scattaboo, but Scattaboo, you could argue. You know what? Let's throw Tyrone Tracy in there as well. Sterling Shepard, Malik. I mean, listen to all those weapons he had and how much of a failure Dayball was with them. Look, here's my handicap. If this is truly a Jameis Winston game, there's no, I don't care what sharp sportsbook is out there. There's no good number you lay with a Jameis Winston game because you don't know what the man's going to do. This seems like a line they drawn in the sand and they just go, look, either Green Bay sucks or they're going to blow out this Giants team and we don't know which one, so we're just going to lay it at a touchdown. That's what this line tells me. I don't think, it's like you said, the Packers haven't blown anyone out all year. Why would I lay it in this spot?
You know what? Considering the rapid fire nature of this week and the Dilligaff type mindset we have, you know what? I'm going to go one further. Giants are going to be my dog of the week because you're 100% right. This is the Jameis Winston rallying the troops game, and for whatever reason, the Giants play really well. There's no good reason, but God, you're right. Jameis Winston has these games. I could see this being a Jameis Winston game.
I actually have some stats for you. I was getting ready to throw out to support your argument. I love that you made it your dog of the week, by the way. Here's the numbers. Packers in this spot as a 7-point, I think, hang on, was it? Yeah, Packers, I think, as a road favorite, 3-8 ATS going back to 2023. Green Bay off of a loss since 2023, 6-10 ATS. That's only 37.5%. Against NFC East teams, with Jordan Love, the Packers are only 2-5 ATS. He is 1-3-1 in his career in NFC East games on the road. And if you go back to 2022, the last year with Aaron Rodgers, Packers in road games against the NFC East, they're 1-6 ATS, 1-5-1 straight up. This is the ultimate, why would you back Green Bay in the spot when even with Aaron Rodgers, they weren't good. With Jordan Love in the past, it was not good. He's actually never beaten the Giants, I think, if you look at the numbers. He's never beaten the Giants. So with the famous Jameis, I love the +7. And I actually love the points here either way. This is my over of the week, 42.5. I thought I had some numbers here, but really, again, one of two things will happen here. We're either 100% right. Famous Jameis will throw for 4 or 5 touchdowns in this game, and they will have a resurgence. Maybe the Giants' defense sucks too, and it's a shootout, kind of like that Denver Monday night game with Cleveland. Or Green Bay shows up, and they just beat the shit out of this fucking Giants team. And then Jameis throws 3 pick sixes. This line total just seems wrong in this spot. But this is the over of the week.
I agree.
Money Mansman's dog of the week.
I agree. We don't have that much time left, so now even more rapid fire.
Yeah, let's keep it moving. All right. I don't got much on this one. Houston -6 at Tennessee. Davis Mills is at quarterback. Look, Houston, I guess. What has Tennessee done? I don't care if they're coming off the bye. I don't care that it's a lot of points as a division home underdog. Titans are still auto fade. That's my handicap.
Yeah, you can't win if you can't score, and Houston's defense is very good. I don't know if Tennessee is going to be able to score. They're the worst team in football. So, yeah, Houston, I guess. Next.
Yeah, actually, I lied. This was supposed to be my over of the week. Titans as home dogs, 5 straight overs. They've allowed 31 points on average to opponents. 10-4-1 to the overs, home underdog since 2022. So that's my fault. This is a correction. Over of the week for 37. All right, next up, Chargers, Jags. Chargers -3. Jags as home underdogs. Let's see. Plus 135 for the Jags, -160 for the Chargers. 43.5 is the total. I literally don't know what to do with this one. I've got no take.
I think I'd lean Jacksonville. This is a battle of the disappointing quarterbacks, that's for sure. I don't know. These teams seem very even, and you're getting Jacksonville at a field goal. When in doubt, take the points. And I have doubts in this game, so I think the answer would just be you take Jacksonville and hope for the best. But tough game. Two teams very similar. I don't give an edge either way.
You know what? I think I'm going to do. Are they going to give? Do they have it here on Bet365? I got to look for this. I'm going to see. I'm going to play an old betting line that I used to play for Jags games specifically, and I think this is a very good opportunity here. Chargers first half, Jags money line.
Oh shit! Okay.
I think I'm going to run that back. We're going to see if it hits, but I'm going to throw a half unit. I just got a weird feeling on that game.
I like it.
Which is funny because the opposite happened to the Jags last week. Like I could see the Chargers getting up, they slow their roll, and then Jags come back.
But it does feel like that kind of game. So you're 100% right. It does feel like that kind of game.
Yep. All right, moving on. Money Management.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now.
All right,
Are they
Bills.
really? No, they're not.
Bills 5.5 point favorites at home. They're hosting the NFC South Tampa Bay Bucks, who are plus 220 on the money line, minus 270. 47 is the total. I'll give you my quick blurb. This seems like the Sharps are still giving the Bills way too much respect in this spot. I don't know why. Like, the trends don't tell me I should bet the Bills. The Bills are telling me not to bet the Bills. The Bucks are telling me, you know what? Even when we lose, go ahead and still bet us. There's still signs of hope. I got nothing for the Bills. Tampa Bay plus 5.5.
Yeah, I mean, normally Bills at home was about as sure a thing as you could get, especially at a number this low. I don't know, bro. You watch this passing offense, and there's something that's not right. It's not. There is something going on. There's something that's not right. It doesn't look like the Buffalo Bills. I don't know what it looks like. The receivers are terrible. And you're seeing now with our offense, if Josh Allen doesn't play to an MVP level, which he is definitely not, this team is not that good.
Bills have only covered as a home underdog this year. They have not covered as home favorites whatsoever.
I mean, you need James Cook to have a career game. Maybe with Baker Mayfield, you get the best out of Josh Allen. I don't know, but you're 100% right. Like, until you see otherwise, I think you have to fade the Bills. I wouldn't be rushing to play them as a big favorite. Maybe it could be biased because of last week. They were coming off their Super Bowl. It was a trap spot. It was a letdown spot. I don't know this Bills team. I think their defense actually is playing okay. I know the score was a little misleading. This Bills offense, I don't know, something's happened to it. It's not the same Bills offense that we've seen the past couple of years. And like I said, team goes as Josh goes, and if Josh is going to continue to play mediocre, we're not going to cover spreads like this. So we'll see what happens.
Not at all. By the way, Baker Mayfield as a non-conference road dog with the Tampa Bay Bucks, 5-1 ATS. So could make the case. Can God, no Dalton Kincaid either. That's what scares me. No Dalton Kincaid.
We signed Mecole Hardman. That's what you need to know. Mecole Hardman, the ghost of Mecole Hardman.
Bucks plus 5.5. Take real quick though. Non-conference road dogs. I do want to throw this out there. 18 and 15 ATS, but they're only 11 and 22 on the money line. Bucks, I would not be throwing in any underdog round robins. But if you want to play the 5.5, I do endorse it. So moving on, we're into the 4:00 window. We'll again try to rapid fire. Good luck, God bless. Seattle at the Rams. This could be the Fox game of the week. A lot of good games in the 4:00 window. Seattle, Rams. Rams are getting 3 at home. Rams are minus 120 at the 3, minus 180 on the money line, 48.5 being the total. I guess it's my go.
Yeah, give me. I forgot what the NFC flow chart was for this game. Is it the Rams or the Rams beat
flow
Seattle?
Chart says take the Rams. McVay owns Seattle. Like the flow chart goes, Niners own the Rams, Rams own the Seahawks, Seahawks own the Cardinals. Cardinals just suck. That's the flow chart. So Rams they should be the spot. They should be the right play. A lot of sharp money has come in on the Rams from what I'm hearing. Like a lot of the money. If I look at I'm looking right now at I'm looking at the betting tickets and the slips right now. It's weird because if you look at the money line, the Rams are getting 63% of the money, or they're getting 63% of the tickets, 44% of the money though.
Oh.
But if you look at the spread, everybody is jumping on Seattle here at +3.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
NFC flow chart until it fails me. The NFC West flow chart says the Rams, so.
Yeah. Honestly, and this is going to be my donkey pick, but I am going to take Seattle.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to take Seattle. Actually, no, I'm not. No, you're right. Go with the flow chart. Don't overthink. I'm overthinking this. The Seahawks have done so well on the road, but I look at who they played this year with Sam Darnold, and it's nobody impressive. The Rams.
Yeah, this could be the Sam Pumpkin game, too, where he comes back down to earth.
That's the vibe I'm getting. Sam Pumpkin revival. And again, we've seen this with Sam Darnold in big division games last year with Minnesota. Choked every single time. This just feels like that kind of spot. Big division game, could be for the year. He's overdue for a choke on the road. Seattle on the road, though, Mike McDaniel, I think he's won like 13 in a row on the road with the Seattle team. Wouldn't shock me if Seattle comes and wins this, but they've beaten a lot of shit teams where they got up big in the first half and then did nothing in the second because they didn't have to. And I just don't think this can do that with the Rams. So I'm going to lay the 3. Niners, Cardinals. As we go with the flow chart, as I said, Cardinals suck, but they look a lot better with fucking big Tyler, Kobe Brissett.
Yeah. Well, they did win last week. They're due for a letdown, and yeah,
I think they have their letdown though.
Niners own the Cardinals.
Yeah. The injuries are my concern. Arizona didn't look like a totally dead team. This one concerns me. I'm gonna tail you. I do think the Niners are the right side, but God, this one's scary. This one just seems like
you got to take the bus.
You got to take the bus. Oh, hold on, I have that.
Who drove over here? Let me see your hands. Who took the bus? Did you have fire in your gut?
No.
May have fire in our gut depending on how the Niners play.
I don't know if I'm betting this one yet. We'll see. All right, here we go. This is, I guess, CBS game of the week. I hope not. Baltimore laying 7.5 on the road in Cleveland. Cleveland is a plus 350 home underdog. Ravens minus 450. Minus 450.
Oh, yes. Is it my go?
I don't know. Just go ahead and take it. I got some
Quickly,
thoughts, but
like 5 minutes. Fade of the week. Fading the Baltimore Ravens. Give me the Cleveland Browns. It's the Abeta special handicap. Cleveland defense at home, good.
yep.
Baltimore, not convinced they're back yet. They beat Minnesota. They didn't look pretty doing it. And I'll tell you what, Gabriel hasn't played badly, and this Browns team is a different team at home. They're just different at home. I think they keep this close.
Yeah, I'm with you there. This is my under of the week. There's going to be wind knots of up to 25, 30 miles an hour in this game. Browns 3-1 ATS in the last 4 against the Ravens. Browns, they have not given up more than 17 points to their opponent all year at home. That was Cincy, Green Bay, and Miami. Even as the designated home team in London, they only gave up 21 to Carson Wentz very late. Browns since 2022, 8-2 ATS at home against divisional opponents. They're actually 7-3 straight up. Yeah, and you look at this type of game, I think with Lamar Jackson with that late knee injury, they tried to give it to Derrick Henry. We saw this before. He got stuffed for less than 25 yards. So Browns, Ravens under of the week for me. I go with the Browns as well, plus 7.5. Love the bet there. Oh, fuck me. We got to talk about this one. And we got to be quick because I really wanted to rage. Broncos at home, 4-point dogs to the Kansas City Chiefs, who are coming off of a bye. Plus 175 for the Broncos at home, minus 210 for the Chiefs. Here's my handicap. Chiefs are coming off the bye. We're doomed.
Right off the bye.
We have no Patrick Surtain. We have no Alex Singleton. We have no J.K. Dobbins. We are doomed. This is Kansas City's game for their life.
That was a shame about Singleton, by the way. That was a shame.
Yeah. Look, a lot of the money is coming in on Kansas City. A lot of the money is on Kansas City minus 4. So again, like if you want to fade the public, you should bet Denver. I'm picking Denver plus 4 because I just have a weird feeling this game will be close once again. Sean Payton 3-1 ATS against Kansas City since he became coach for the Denver Broncos. God, Denver's long overdue for a bad letdown spot, though. Like, they are long overdue. They keep playing these ugly fashion games. They keep winning, though. So I'll keep it at plus 4, but Kansas City, they're going to win. And if they win, they're going to beat the shit out of us.
It's so annoying, too, because, like, this line's really disrespectful to Denver. They should not be a 4-point underdog at home. But, it's one of those things. It's like, okay, do you want to bet against the Chiefs with their backs against the wall, the Chiefs coming off a bye? Like, you can't. You will lose more money than you will make betting against Andy Reid off the bye. So with that, I mean,
Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I think with that you either have to have Kansas City or nothing. Do we have the last 2 primetime games now?
I'm ready. Yep, I'm primed. Detroit on the road, 2.5-point underdogs, going to Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial. Eagles are minus 150, minus 2.5, 46.5 is the total. Mansman, do you have a thought on this one?
I'm not buying into Philly. I like Detroit here. Maybe a little bit of a scary play. Eagles are better at home. I'm not sold on the Eagles.
I'm sold. I'm actually very sold in this spot, and it's because of your exact reasons. This is my best bet.
Wow,
Eagles
good.
minus 2.5. And I'm going to try and be quick. So if you look in primetime, both teams have 13 wins. The Lions are not as profitable as you would think as a road underdog. They're only 3-5 straight up, 5-3 ATS. But this year they're only 1-2. This is fading Jared Goff outdoors in the elements in November against a team he always seems to struggle against. He's only 1-4 against the Eagles in his career. He's 0-2 as a Lion. This is the stat that won me over. Jalen Hurts, 9 straight victories against the NFC North, and he's 4-1 ATS at home against the NFC North teams. And if you look in Sunday Night Football in the month of November, the Eagles are 8-2 in their last 10 in November Sunday Night Football games.
Wow. Okay, I'll rethink
So
that one. I'll take a look at that one.
Yeah, I think nobody is sold on the Eagles. I mean, AJ Brown's telling people to get rid of them. This is the buy low spot on the Eagles, and I love this number. It's so low. You would think if the Eagles are favored, it should be 4.5 at home. It's so low.
Yeah. All right.
All right, last game, Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Knock it
let
out.
let me get my brief pick, and then I'm gonna go because I gotta go. Yeah, Cowboys here coming off a loss. I know the Cowboys aren't as good on the road, but I think they bully this Vegas defense. I think this is going to be a very high scoring over the week type game. But this looks to me like a game that the Dallas Cowboys are going to win. Dallas is probably going to have basically a home field in Vegas. So give me the Cowboys. I got to go, buddy. I'll see you later. Go win that motherfucking money and take it home in my absence.
All right, well, he had to go. I'm also going with the Dallas Cowboys here. I'm just going to give you my quick thoughts. Dallas is a non-conference road favorite this year. Teams are 12-4 ATS in those spots. 8 straight wins and covers for the NFC in this spot as well. Dallas 4-1 ATS is a non-conference road favorite since 2020. And Dallas is terrible as a favorite of 3 or more. I've heard that stat. They're 1-5 ATS going back to 2024. Only 500 straight up 3-3. But yeah, Dallas, like, they haven't been good in prime time. They've lost 3 straight on Monday Night Football. Like, there's a lot of reasons I think people are fading them and wanting to take the Raiders, but the Raiders are a shit team. I have no faith in this Raiders franchise under Coach Pete Carroll. Geno Smith is not looking like himself like he was in Seattle. And, like, this could be the most boring 60 minutes of Monday Night Football after we watched the most boring 60 minutes of Thursday Night Football with the Raiders. It doesn't matter. Geno can't score. I don't care how good the Raiders pass rush is. As home underdogs, the Raiders have lost 7 straight. So again, you want to get the hook at 3.5, be my guess, but prime Dallas spot here. We're going to cut it off here. Thank you guys for watching. If you do, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, yada, yada, yada. Have a good night, DeGents. Be safe and go make that motherfucking money.